This puppet show stays on because of you fools. We've been dancing with the devil way too long. I know it's fun, but get ready to pay your dues. Oh God, come back home. This crazy world is filled with liars and abusers. We need you now before we're too far gone. I hope one day they finally see the truth.
Welcome to the She's So Right show. Meet your hosts. My co-host sitting here next to me, the beautiful Lindsey Graham, was one of the first Americans to publicly defy lockdowns and become nationally known as the, quote, Patriot Barbie, which they were trying to rip on her. But she took that and ran with it. And after finding out how a tyrannical government can be when disobeyed, she became a proud advocate for American and God-given freedoms and conservative values.
Very conservative. Brandy Barclay here. She is one of my dear friends, a patriot, and she's a powerful Christian voice on Faith Talk Radio. She's the founder of Power Soul, a women's ministry experience in Arizona, and a Christian life coach. Brandy, like many Americans, has seen political division terrorize this nation, and she wants to reinforce her traditional values. Guys, get ready to say it more than you're used to. She's so right.
She's so right.
She's so right. Oh, she's so right. Mm-hmm. So, okay, so the topic of this has to be, we have to clarify, because the last episode, we spent the whole time saying how right we are, right? And we are, and our husbands know we are, and everyone that meets us know we are. It's like a family joke. Oh, don't argue with her. She's right. But it's really not about actually being right. It's about being right-leaning. And Brandy and I have learned throughout our friendship that we are right-leaning on almost every topic. I mean, there's no left. I should not even turn left on my car. There's no left in my life. I am so right-leaning. It's unbelievable. And that's what the show means when we say she's so right. It's not because we actually think we're always right.
No,
we do.
No, we really don't. We're not that annoying. I mean, we can be a little annoying, but we're not that annoying. We're not that. I'm actually humbled and privileged to do this. And the humility is that we're leaning right or leaning conservative. Okay, so do you get it, guys? Like, do we have to explain that anymore?
If you're tuning in, you better know.
These chicks just think they're right all the time. No, we are just conservative almost 100% of the time, and that's what She's So Right means. Woohoo!
Woohoo! And if you want to think that we're right all the time, that's fine too. I'm totally okay with that. My husband thinks that. I think it too.
My husband does not think I'm right all the time. Not a chance. So wait, let's talk about that for a second. I mean, let's talk about who our families.
Oh, good call. Yeah.
I've been married for 21 years, but together with my husband, Matt Barclay, for 23 years. And we have two incredible daughters, Jadelyn Ree, who's almost 25, Chloe Marie, who is 20, and they're amazing, right women as well. Mm-hmm. So
that Chloe, man, she is just awesome. She's a spitfire.
She really is.
Beautiful.
She's in the studio
talented.
right now. You guys. She's helping set up our cameras.
She's looking up information for us. She's
we put those kids to work as soon as they're old enough.
She is the best. Now hurry up. I'm just kidding. Okay. Oh, so yeah, married for 10 years, almost to the dot, and I have 3 children. I have a 7-year-old boy, a 4-year-old girl, and an 18-month-old baby boy. Yes, you heard that right. This whirlwind life of mine has happened with a newborn. So I've been in this political platform type whatever thing for about a year, and poor baby Ranger, his whole life has just been uprooted. Like, I'm sorry, what who's my mom now? So
I don't know how you do it. Yeah, I can barely get myself ready and out the door. I don't know. Maybe it's an age thing too. I mean,
well, and he is a special handful. Like my other 2 were pretty independent, and they'd go dink around and do whatever, play with their toys. But I swear to you, my getting ready has more to do with turning the bathwater off because he's flooding the bathroom, picking up rice because he gets into the pantry and scoops rice all over the floor. Like between makeup sessions,
he's a rascal.
Oh my gosh, he is such a rascal, Brandy. You guys would get along great. I feel like all day I'm like putting on my blush, Ranger, putting on my lipstick, Ranger. It's hilarious.
So some of you moms out there can relate with this, right? Like, how do you do it all? And I don't think we're required to do it all or asked by God to do it all. I think there's seasons that have different areas of focus.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of amazed that you're able to do. Your husband is truly super supportive. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to do it.
Yes.
And same with mine.
Yes.
My husband, man, I always say whenever I public speak, he like holds down the back of the room for me. He just has my back. Yeah. He prays over me every day.
And he's your supporter. I've been at the Carrie Lake, her first rally, when I sat behind him, and he was clapping and looking around. Everyone loved my wife. Isn't she amazing? I mean, he was like, it's like he wished everyone knew he was your husband because he was so proud. It was so cute. And then he'd go and look at the photos that I think Chloe was taking, or maybe your boyfriend was taking. And that's a good one. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
It's so funny because
precious.
That night when I spoke and helped open the rally for Carrie, my music cut off right in the middle. Yeah. So it really wasn't the best performance by any means. So the fact, you know what? I just love that when I see his face, I just, I feel like he's just got me.
Yeah.
And that's the best feeling. That's the way marriage should feel.
Yeah. My husband is like that too. Let's dedicate this show to our husband.
Maybe we should, because they put up with a lot.
Blowing smoke out of our is because we've got amazing husbands. Truly. Scott had to reinvent his whole life when I opened my salon. I mean, I ran it by him. I'm going to do this. Are you okay with this?
I ran it by him.
I'm going to defy government lockdowns. Are you cool? Is it okay if I go to jail? And that started a domino effect of, the story. Eventually we'll do an episode on my story, but reinventing our entire life. And so we had to leave everything, start all over. He has just embraced it. And he's embraced this nightmare called Patriot Barbie. And so thank you to our husbands for letting us be here. So
yes, I am. Yes. I mean, I just can't say it enough. If he, first of all, 4 years ago, I left my job where I made a significant amount of money, and my husband, he didn't really bat an eye. I know for a fact a lot of husbands would be like, "Are you crazy?" But this is the beauty of it. That when God calls us and he wraps that rope around our heart and starts tugging, when we really follow him, and the people that are supposed to go with us will go. Mm-hmm. The people that are supposed to align. I mean, gosh, I was just listening to the story of when Mary was pregnant with Jesus. I mean, that story alone was, are you kidding, God? Like, I'm not married. I'm pregnant. I'm going to be completely shunned in society. My fiance is going to think I was with somebody else. And really, truly what happened was God sent an angel to Joseph too. And I believe that when God was calling me and wrapping this lasso around my heart, he was also preparing my husband. And more in the last 4 years. And I think women and men, be sensitive to the Holy Spirit. Invite him into your life. Invite him into your marriage, because he will lead and he'll give you your wisdom, and you're not always trying to figure it out and go, okay, how do we plan every detail of our future? We can't. Have you look around? I always say, look around, Ellen. We're at the threshold of hell. We can't plan. We can't plan tomorrow.
That's a great quote.
Look around you, Ellen. She's like, let them go before it gets worse.
Oh my gosh.
How does it get any worse? Yeah. We're at the threshold of hell. And the truth is when we just say, Lord, I follow you, he's going to prompt our spouse. He's not going to let that divide happen.
Right.
And so what a cool thing to go, I can truly follow God as God. My husband aligns with him, so it's real easy,
right.
But as soon as we're out of alignment and God's over here and our husband's over here and we're over here, man, it's a mess, right?
Yeah, it's a mess. This is you made a point that you always make these points, and I'm like, oh, I can't interrupt her because she's on a roll.
Yeah, you can.
That's why I
kick me into the
need
table.
my shut up sign. And you need
she's
one
going to
too.
make me a shut up sign. I'm already annoyed.
Oh no, you get one too. You get one too. You said, you said, look at the thresholds, Ellen. It can't get any worse, and it is going to get worse, unfortunately. And that is not a depressing statement. That's a be prepared. I'm sorry. It's okay. Let me turn it around. It's a be prepared statement. Okay. 18 months ago, when they locked everybody down and said, you can't work, you can't leave your house. Oh, can it get much worse?
You can't go to church.
Yeah, you can't go to church. You can't worship. You got to have a pass to leave your house. Oh, can it get much worse? Here we are. Here, it's how much worse is it? Yeah. Please, you must inject this chemical into your body or lose your job forever and get, the military has to get, I can't think of it. They're kicked out. Dishonorable discharge.
Oh, geez.
Not even just you lose it, you're dishonorably discharged, okay? So, oh my gosh, how much worse can it get? It is going to get worse. But this is why we are called to do this. This is why we are right-leaning, because we have to be called to stand up for these beliefs. We have to. And I know, I'm hoping I'm talking to people right now. I know that other people are too, and they are afraid. I've spoken to hundreds of people who say, I wish I could do what you did. I wish I could stand up. I wish I could say this, but I could lose my job. I could lose this. We have got to start making sacrifices for what's right, or we are going to lose everything to the left.
Okay, this is okay, right here. Boom,
I
boom,
gotcha.
boom, boom, boom. So we are in a space and time where we can't just do what's easy. We have to do what is right.
Yes.
And what is right now isn't going to be easy. And I'm saying, but if all of us, if the collective said enough, in fact, Lindsay and I talk a lot about this because the Lord woke me up once, 3 a.m. I don't wake up at 3 a.m. I always say this. I'm a great sleeper. 3 a.m. The Lord gave me 2 words, or he showed me 2 words, doormat and dormant. And he said, my people have become a doormat to this society and this culture because the Holy Spirit within them is laying asleep and dormant. And I'm saying, there's so much in that, you guys. We are laying down. We are laying down, and we are letting not just culture and people and big government walk over us. We are letting the enemy, the ultimate enemy, trample on our backs. And you know what? Are we going to just let our brothers and sisters be trampled? Or are we all going to say, if we all stand up together, they're going to have a much harder time doing this? And I think people keep thinking, oh, well, if I just comply to this, it'll go back to normal. If I just comply to this, there's no normal, guys.
There's no more complying.
Normal is over.
Nothing is going to change the compliance factor, except the more you comply, the more they realize they can get away with it. And like you were saying, right now it's not about what's easy. We are all going to lose something. Some of us are going to lose everything. But
not everything ever. Never,
not
ever.
Not everything.
Never.
Good point. Not everything.
Never, ever
everything
lose.
Worldly. How about that? Everything worldly. But that faith that comes with, if I do this, what God's called me to do, and you got to be praying about it. You got to make sure it's the right decision. You got to feel called. You do that. You have to know that God's going to bless you for standing up. And I'm calling all of you Christians right now because, yes, this is a political show, but politics and religion are intermixed. And when you see something happening, even if it's political, that is not faith-based, that's not of God, that's not morally sound, you are called by God to stand up for it. And if you don't, you're missing that blessing that he promises. I mean, it's like I wish he could just reach his hand down and candy pick every single person that he's saying, I'm trying to tell you to make this action. And we're scared, but what are we scared of? You're scared of losing a job that you probably don't love, that's probably acting in tyranny anyway by trying to mandate a vaccine. You're not going to lose anything that has value. You're going to keep your family. You're going to keep your spouse. You're going to keep your children. You're going to keep your home, your heart, your soul, your blessings, your livelihood. That is not worldly. Those are things that you are going to keep. And not only are you keeping them, that's what you are fighting for. So
freedom. I mean, really, to be honest, you guys, I mean, I was just talking, bringing up Carrie Lake again. I just interviewed her. And one of the things that she said is, what does it matter, my benefits and my 401k, if I don't have freedom?
Right.
If I don't have freedom. I mean, if we don't have freedom, I feel like someday, you know, we're all going to be held accountable for ourselves. But I think of my kids and my grandkids, and I think, is it going to happen on our watch that they lose America, that they lose our freedom? And then what happens if the one beacon of light in this world goes dark? Mm-hmm. And then what? Where do we go now for freedom? And you guys, it's happening. It is happening. And this is the thing. Oh, but I really want to eat at that restaurant. Really? Or
is it that good?
But I really want to go to, Europe. And so I need this. And I think to myself, okay, I know people that I love very, very, very much that have caved in. to this whole vaccine situation, whatever. My whole thought is every single time one of you that's against it caves,
it makes it harder for us.
You hurt every single one of us. But you know what? You might want to think this is everyone's saying it's an individual choice. Agreed. Freedom, you do you, I do me. But if you agree with not having it and then you have it, you're hurting all the people that you actually agree with.
If you have it because you were coerced or bribed or threatened, that means you didn't do it by choice. That still doesn't make it a choice. The left is actually trying to say that. Well, we told you could either get it or you would lose your job. Well, you got it, so you chose. No, I didn't. I was forced with not feed my kids, lose my job. That's not a choice. And so we're talking about losing our freedoms here, but
we're being bullied, you guys. We've
bullied. Kind of already lost them.
Okay, so I was talking to a friend of mine who came to me last year when this whole thing happened, and her hairstylist, funnier, that was you, said, I need you to wear a mask and I need you to do all the things. And she said, Brandy, I feel like, do I not go there because she's asking me to wear a mask? Maybe I can minister to her. Maybe I'm supposed to sit there. And I said, this is the deal. I said, the world is telling Christian conservative people that to love people like Christ and to have compassion for people that aren't like you, you have to comply with them. But this is where we're, the devil is the master at sprinkling a little truth into a lie so that we'll eat it. Yep. Okay, so we'll eat it like, oh, well, if I'm a good Christian and I want to minister to this person, I need to comply and wear a mask that I can't breathe in. And, we all know, okay, there's tons of science, the masks are a scam. And we're still doing it so that everyone feels safe. It's ridiculous. To feel safe, how about if we breathe real oxygen and oxygenate the cells of our body to keep us healthy? I mean, this is so crazy town. Yep. And we're just walking around with our mask going, well, I don't want anyone to be mad at me. I don't want anyone mad at me or look at me funny. And I'm thinking to myself, you're willing to give up air.
Oxygen.
No.
Your very breathing rights
You're willing to give up
compromisable
air. And you're smacking masks on your babies because you don't want to cause a ruckus or you don't want people to look at you funny. And I'm thinking, you guys, we have got to, when you travel and you see people that would do anything to be in this nation and they are living in poverty, they're living, you look at Cuba, complete communist takeover, no food, no jobs, they have no freedom, and they would ride a boat that shark-infested waters to get their heinies to Florida with their family, and we're afraid to not wear a mask in the grocery store. You guys, I just feel like
reality check. Americans need a reality
check. You guys,
check.
They're willing to go through so much to have what we have. This apathy that has taken over. This apathy. You know why? Because we're spoiled. We are spoiled, rotten Americans who we cannot imagine that freedom could ever be gone. You guys, that's the most dangerous place to be.
Yeah, and you're so afraid of it being gone, but you're not afraid enough to fight it. That doesn't make sense to me. We are spoiled. We have got it great in America, but we're starting to lose that. So do we now want to be those people on ships trying to get to another country that doesn't inject chemicals into our children without our permission? I don't want to be there. I want this country the way that it was meant to be. It was founded on God, United States of America. In God we trust on our money, the Pledge of Allegiance, the national anthem. This country is one of very few countries that is founded on Christianity, on faith alone. That is where we need to get back to, or we are not. Like you said, what's a 401k if you don't have freedom? I'm telling you, you're not going to have a 401k. The government's going to say, actually, we need that money to fund. How about the billions that they gave to businesses after shutting them down? Or more research on the vaccine that's now we're finding out is damaging people. That 401k is no longer yours. It's going to be the property of the government. Did you know that there's a bill being submitted that allows the government to have access to our bank accounts?
Yes.
Over $600. They can watch every penny we spend. So when you start doing what we do, donate to conservative, pro-life foundations, donate to conservative Republican political officials, they're going to red flag us right there. They're trying to sneak in ways to actually put yellow stars on our chest without actually putting yellow stars on our chest.
because we're the
and here we are doing a radio show.
Well, the free,
Hey!
the free
Come get us first.
Yeah, the free thinkers are the enemy. The free thinkers. You know, you're not complying. You're not sitting down. You're not masking up. You're not. You know, you won't take the injection that we know in the first quarter they made $81 billion on. You know, so you know if people can't see the corruption, this is all I can think is there are scales on their eyes. The Bible talks about this. That there's scale on that they just can't see because there's
they are blinded.
They're blinded.
They are blinded.
And they're blinded. And you know, we have to. I think this is kind of how I grew up. I always assumed because this country. I mean, especially when we were little, you know, of government officials were on our side, and that
we can trust the government.
Teachers were on our side, and
trust.
we could trust them. And I think that this is kind of, you know, breaking this ideology or, you know, this paradigm shift of, you guys, we can't trust anymore. Maybe I don't even think we could have trusted them back then. They just were more sly about it.
Right.
I mean, I look back now at the people that I voted for and I think, oh, sly dog, you were not sneaky. And, you know, and this is the thing, you know, I get so much hate for, you know, supporting Trump and all that. This is the deal. I would rather.
How did it feel to be able to say you support Trump on the radio?
Oh, I've said it before. This
my
isn't my
gosh.
first rodeo.
Oh, well,
See,
Faith Talk.
This is
Faith
only her
Talk,
second
you're like,
show.
I know. Well, no, but on Faith Talk, I was the one that kind of kept getting political, and it was like, ooh, how political can we get? But now you can say.
No, I said it on Faith Talk
You
too.
did?
Yeah.
Good girl.
I mean,
Okay.
you know, it doesn't mean I don't
And
think
you're
that.
still here to talk about
Yeah,
it.
it doesn't mean I don't think that Trump has flaws. I think we're all flawed human beings. It doesn't mean I don't think he's a flawed human being. I do. I'm not looking for a savior in my president. I'm looking for somebody who, like a head coach of a football team, I want somebody who has our back. If I'm playing on that team, I want my coach to want our team to win. I want our coach to have my back. I don't want him making deals in the locker room that we lose. Why would I play on that team? I mean, this is what I don't understand. I don't even think it's not brain surgery.
This show should be pointless because the things that we're saying are so common sense. We shouldn't have to say them. We're going to say them anyway. And actually, the more I talk about right-leaning objectives and principles and motives, the more stupid I feel because I'm like, do you get it? I shouldn't have to keep reiterating why life matters, why breathing is important, why our borders should be closed so that the people that pay the taxes can enjoy the amenities that we're paying for. Does this make sense? I shouldn't have to reiterate these things, but there is a left and there is a right. And like you're saying, the left is blinded. You can't argue with the left either. I don't know if you've tried, but I have tried to be very passionate and conservative and kind and said, here are some facts. Here's my opinion on these facts. Here's the actual facts. And it goes straight to name calling. Mm-hmm. That's what happens when you don't have anything you don't have any basis for your beliefs. Yes. Racist.
You must be racist.
I am racist. Clearly I'm racist. Yeah.
Well,
I'm not.
You know, it's funny. Just FYI, guys, if you're going to
that.
put racist on here, just know this. I'm half Mexican. I'm Irish. I'm German. I'm Indian. So I don't know what race I'm racist against. But you know what's interesting? Because I was watching PragerU this morning for just a little clip. It's so good, you guys. PragerU. So freaking good. I love what he talks about, that the right has a moral compass, a morality compass based in biblical truth. The left sees the world with three different compasses: the power compass, the race compass, and the class compass. And everything balances off. The left believes that if you're strong, you're bad. Okay, if you have strength, you're bad, and if you're weak, you're considered good. So we're constantly, if you're strong and you're America's strong, so it's bad. Right. Men are strong, bad.
Right. Right-leaning conservatives who are speaking up strongly about their beliefs, cancel them. Cancel them immediately. It doesn't matter what they're saying. It doesn't matter if it has merit. It doesn't matter if it's factual. It doesn't matter if it's right, like morally right. Shut them up. They want us, and this is why cancel culture exists, they want us to be weak. They want us to be in a position where we can't speak our truth, because then their voice is elevated and their voice is corrupt. Their voice is sold out and their voice is immoral. And we've got Americans listening to those voices.
Yeah, we've got to be so aware of what we're allowing into our minds, into our homes, into, I say, the garden of our hearts, like what's sowing into our hearts. You guys, this show, I hope that you'll rate it, subscribe, share it.
Wait, I got to share the scripture too before we go. We didn't get one
30
scripture in.
seconds.
30 seconds. The heart of the wise inclines to the right, but the heart of the fool to the left. You can translate that however you want, people. Ecclesiastes 10:2.
You know what?
And this on a scripture.
Yeah.
And this on the Bible backing up our beliefs.
You guys, how can that be wrong?
How can that be
She's so
wrong?
right. She's so right. Talk to you next time.